Hey, what's up, world? This is Evan Yearwood. Welcome to the E.Y.E Evan Yearwood Experience. I'm here with my man, Garrison Redd. You already should know who this guy is. I've been promoting him this whole week. He is the Team USA Power. Look, yo, Garrison, show them guns. Show them guns, bro. We're not playing. We're not playing. I'm going to give him a chance to introduce himself, but I just want to first talk about how I met him. I've been working at LA Fitness for a very long time. I was actually the first person hired at LA Fitness over here in Queens. I was the first salesperson. That's a quick Snapple fact. And when I'm working out in the gym, I'd see, some guy in some fresh shit in a wheelchair doing fucking pull-ups. I'm like, yo, that's next level stuff. I don't really remember when we started talking, but we just started chopping it up like, yo, what's up, man? And you just turned out to be a cool dude. And that says a lot because I really don't talk to anybody in the gym. Like usually I just get in there and I just work out. But, me and him, we just eventually, built a rapport, and now he's really pushing the envelope, whereas most people in this situation, they would just give up. But he didn't just not give up. He pushed the envelope. Look, he's on Team USA. Powerlifter. Come on. So Garrison, you know what I mean? Yeah, just tell him a little bit about yourself, bro.
Hey, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised. I'm also an author. Bobby's Adventure at a New School. Go get that book. It's out on Amazon.
Yeah.
The
We're gonna
founder.
Put that in the link.
Yep. I'm the founder of the Garrison Redd Project. Where I help individuals regain their independence through providing various resources. So what that consists of is I get individuals that, suffered a traumatic injury. They may or may not be currently disabled. However, the goal is to help these individuals get back acclimated to society. So most individuals are disabled. That's a part of my organization. However, that's the goal. But also we try to promote inclusivity as well. So, that's one of the big things that people fail to realize, that a lot of times individuals with disabilities are, cast away or viewed as a liability in society. And, we're trying to change the stigma when it comes to that. Also, I'm a model, a motivational speaker. I did a TED Talk. You could go check that out on YouTube. And yeah, I'm like a jack of all trades, a disabled rights advocate, fashion designer. I pretty much, try to conquer everything. That's my goal in life, to do everything, to experience everything, to enjoy everything, and, and to keep pushing and let everybody know, life goes on.
Yo, my man, what was I wrong? Pushing the envelope. This is why I F with this dude so heavy. Everything you said, I'm gonna make sure is in the link in the description so they can go and check that out. Go check out his book, pick it up. Go check out the Garrison Redd Project and that TED Talk, because this dude is very, very positive. And you got to hear from somebody that's doing it. Yeah. So, bro, just to kick it off, I want to get straight to the point and get straight to who you are and what got you to this point. I want to ask you your mind. I understand that it's more to just deciding I want to get fit and like overcoming my challenges. You have a very, very strong mind. I know people that have been in your position, but it's tough to get out of the slump, the depression, the overwhelming feeling of like, what's the point? Could you maybe describe how you did that, so somebody else listening to this in your position could get on that same wave?
Well, it starts with your foundation, your upbringing, your parents, your friends, things of that nature, your family. So with that said, when I was initially injured, I was injured at 17 years old. So I was going into my senior year of high school. So you already know, you're a young Black man, 17 years old. You have all types of emotions and pressures already. And then after being shot and suffering my injury, which is a spinal cord injury, my mom's really was like, let's be for real. Nobody in this world is going to have sympathy or empathy for you. So, you can't feel sorry for yourself. Life goes on. If something bad can happen to you, why can't something great can happen to you as well? Basically, God gives the toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. So, like, if it wasn't me, then who else would it be? Like, I'm the one that probably was put in this universe to inspire other individuals from, the background where we're from and things of that nature, to overcome their adversities and just keep persevering. Because, up until, leading up to, me getting, into having my injury, I was like pretty much a straight A student type of person, straight A student, played football. I was an outstanding football player. So I had aspirations of playing in NFL. And then, growing up in the hood, wild things happen every day that don't get spoken about on the news, that people fail to realize that this has been occurring. Certain things that we're immune to now, of just generations and years of just growing up in certain environments, it becomes normal. Things are normalized and not spoken about. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on within these inner cities that people don't know. Like, they don't know. Like,
that's a fact.
For instance, like in a suburban community, if like a white kid in a suburban community, not to use race or anything, shoots up a school, they're a serial killer, or mass murderer. They have all of these mental issues going on. But that's the same thing that goes on in the streets of New York City, the streets of Chicago. Kids have guns and they shooting other kids outside at playgrounds, but they're not serial killers. They just, violent. So it's just, you see right there's a difference in how people view things.
I see exactly what you're talking about. Whereas the white kid is like, no, he has mental illness. But the black kid, no, he's a murderer.
Yeah, straight up, a criminal. So like, you got to think about these environments, and it's just like, so like if a kid gets shot in a suburban community, a baby, that's making the front page of the news. But if a baby gets shot in the Bronx or somewhere, which happens every day, you might never hear about it. Nothing severe.
Totally, we're totally desensitized to the struggles of the inner city, the hood, Bedford-Stuyvesant, Pink Houses, all these places, so South Bronx.
So like, it's just certain things, like, you already know that the world is against you, so you just got to keep working hard, and you can't worry about how people judge you. Like, you get to a point, like, you don't care what people, and that's what I try to inform other individuals. If I could do it, anybody could do it. I have nothing different than anyone else. I have no different startup, nothing. I had to go to school, I had to get my degree type of thing. Like, I have nothing that anyone else can't go out there and do what I did, pretty much.
Yeah, I was telling you, I met a guy, and we talked about this a little bit, but I met a guy, like, you're really known in the wheelchair community.
Yeah.
Like, I met this dude, he was in a wheelchair, and he was telling me, like, yo, this guy I follow on Instagram, like, he always putting up positive messages. I'm like, oh, that's Garrison. Yeah, I go to the gym with him, bro. Yo, people, like, the point I was trying to say with that, I almost lost my train of thought. But what you've done, you're right. Everybody can do it. But it's just tapping into that mentality of that outlook that your mom gave you. Listen, nobody gonna feel sorry for you. Just as much as something really bad happened, who's to say something really good can't happen?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I think it's that key perspective that allowed you to decide to go and work hard, bro. Because you hustle, bro. You know what I mean? Like, every time I think when I met you, you wasn't on Team USA.
probably wasn't. Yeah, I probably wasn't at the time because that was like 2018. I think I made Team USA like February of 2018. So and I probably LA Fitness around like 2017. The funny story about that is the person that like kind of like, I won't say like set that up, but pointed me in the right direction. I met also at LA Fitness. My boy, yeah.
Who?
Jason. It was dude that used to go to LA Fitness named Jason, and he definitely pointed me like in the right direction because he was a football coach for the Wheelchair Sports Federation and other coach. He hosted, you know, whatever. But through Jason, I met this guy John Hammer, who was the president of the Wheelchair Sports Federation. And then he got me on a track team called the New Jersey Navigators, and that's like one of the best track teams, junior track clubs in the country. They have Paralympic team, world champions on the team. So when I got there, that's when I got introduced into powerlifting. So I didn't lift till then, and that was about like 2 weeks prior to like the powerlifting meet I competed in, which granted me an opportunity to, you know, go through the steps to make Team USA.
That's super dope, man.
Yeah,
that's super dope. What's your bench like? Your heavy bench now?
See, now like the difference is like I don't really able body bench anymore. So if I able body bench like regular bench that, you know, people do, that probably like over 315, probably like around there. But
God damn.
I only power bench my legs up. So with my legs up, that decreases, you know, your bench amount. But I didn't hit like 290 in the gym, power benches.
Wow.
Exactly.
I haven't been able to get over like a strong set of 225 yet.
And that's weighing pounds too.
And that's weighing 150 pounds?
And 30 pounds.
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. My goal is to at least get to 315. At least, you know, have that as a working set.
That's all. Once you set that goal, now it's up to you to go get it.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. What kind of tips could you give to like for benching? Like you know, everybody know obviously you keep your shoulders back, you know, keep your line right here.
Yeah.
But like when you're powerlifting, like what kind of tips are you, like little secrets?
Well, yeah, that's a more it's a much more strict sport as far as how they grade technique. So you know, one of the tips is it's the form. So they really are big on form. So as far as like, you know, on a descent, you want to be controlled. You want to have a distinct pause at your chest. And then, you know, from your chest, you want to explode from there. The way you develop that is, I guess, hours and hours in the gym and a lot of repetitions of different type of benches. So there's all different types. There's incline benching, dumbbell benching. You know, there's so many variations that you can do of the bench press as well to develop a strong 1 rep max for your bench press.
Yeah, I got this friend. His name is Samuel. He's the strongest mother flipper I've ever met. He's like 5'10". He could put up like 405, and he only weighs like 200. And when I was training with him, he made me just hold 315. He was like, "Don't press it, just hold it."
Yeah, try to get.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. That's for that's holds. So static holds and stuff like that. That's basically shocking your nervous system. So once you start holding it, the nervous system already felt the weight. So you got to feel the weight before you can lift the weight. So that's what, you know, once you shock your nervous system, then that will make you, it'll give it an idea. That's a start.
That makes sense. Yeah, because it definitely holding that weight, it was like, wow, I mean, that's how I felt when I first held 225, but now, you know, that's my mark. So if somebody wanted to become like get on a Team USA, you know, they wanted to train for that, like how would you recommend they go about doing that?
How they train? Well, the thing is, it's hard. Like it's not easy.
Maybe not really train. I mean, like once they've done the training,
it's not
like
like
now.
Team USA is like the most elite. Like you don't just get on it. Like you gotta be able to lift at least twice your body weight from start. So you gotta come, like you already gotta come in strong. Like it's like making an NBA. It ain't, you could play basketball all your life, but if you don't have certain like talent and genetic ability, then it's very hard to make the NBA. So it's kind of hard for me to explain how to make Team USA. It's like you're like it's a 13 athlete team and various weight classes, and you got to be the top. Like of all these millions of people in America, you got to be the top one in America, basically. And so you gotta start out with ability, and then from ability, it's a lot of training hours. So you would need a trainer that is very knowledgeable, and they gotta be and if they're very knowledgeable, they gotta be into it. Like they have to know the ins, the outs, everything. They gotta be, usually these individuals have masters in exercise science and things of that nature, because it's really science to getting an athlete to be at their strongest potential. But
Hey, I don't see nothing wrong with that answer. In other words, be amazing, be incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
be on point.
Like a swimmer, like with Michael Phelps, you could swim for years, but there's only Michael Phelps. Like you could run for years. There's a lot of track people that run, but there's only one Usain Bolt, and the people that's competing against Usain Bolt, they top tier. Like they're as good as you. They may not be at the time, when Usain Bolt was an Olympic athlete. They may not be beating Usain Bolt, but these athletes they're pretty good. They're the fastest in their country. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel a lot, man. So let's talk about music, because I know you're a big music fan, right?
Yeah, I love music. I love music. Being from New York City, I love music.
Yeah. So I'm really curious about your opinion on UK music, because it's been blowing up these last couple of years. A lot of UK artists are becoming more known, especially their producers. For example, for specifically UK drill music. A lot of people don't know this. Like the Pop Smoke, the 504, and the whole drill scene. The guys that produce that are from UK.
Yeah, I heard of that. Yeah, I know about that a little bit. And then Gigs in them? Isn't Gigs in them from the UK?
Gigs, yeah, Gigs, yeah.
Yeah.
So what you think about the UK dudes?
I mean, I don't really get into their sound. I think music, I listen for like, a distinct style, a special type of clarity where, the words, pretty much hit me in some way. The UK thing, I'm not really into it like that yet. I'm not saying I won't be adopting it, later down the line, but yeah, it's not that I'm not feeling it. I'm not really into that sound. Their sound is too, it's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, okay. I can appreciate that. Have you listened to any albums by Gigs?
Nah, I mean, like I said, I'll turn it, I'll go on Tidal.
What do you know? Like, do you know any songs?
I know that song he did with Meek Mill. On Meek Mill.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the features Gigs did with some of these artists in America was not good. Like his feature, and he got good songs, but the features that he did with like Meek and 5EO, like there was.
So I guess you're a fan of Gigs, bro.
I am actually, yeah. Listen, this is what got me into Gigs. His album Now or Never came out, and I listened to that whole joint, and I was like, yo, this shit was fucking amazing, bro. it reminded me of like the storytelling essence of hip hop. And it was that weird UK slang, but it's like he mastered it on his sound. I don't really know how to explain it, but for example, the first song on Now or Never, I recommend just listen to that and just like listen to the story. And I don't know, shit just fucking works. This shit just got me hyped. But yeah, I don't know, bro. I know what you're talking about the whole clarity, you know, because they be saying, yeah, I feel like, man. But it's interesting to see how much they've come up because, like, for Gigs, for example, like when I started really listening to him, I started to look into his story. Gigs is the equivalent of Jay-Z to us, to them.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Came up selling drugs, ducking the feds. He started making music and they tried to shut his shit down. And you know, he couldn't do concerts, so he'd do like secret concerts and stuff like that. Like he's been around since the 90s. And his most popular song is called Talking the Hardest. If you look this up right now, I think if you type national anthem of UK, like that song will come up. Because that's literally, you put on Talking the Hardest, like that's, you know, they like doing this. That's their thing. But yeah, he got an interesting story, and it just I'm like, yo, it's cool to see different culture like coming up, because you know, like they get overshadowed by us because like we're just, you know, New York is New York.
Yeah, facts.
You go anywhere in the world, you say I'm from New York? What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're from New York? You go to Sweden? Yeah, they going crazy. Yeah, man. But that's it. Just hip hop. You got any other tastes that you go outside of?
I listen to hip hop, R&B.
Like who are you listening to now? Maybe that's what I want to ask.
Playing right now, I'm playing Benny the Butcher. I like Benny
the
whole Griselda. What else I be listening to? I listen to like little, you know, the down south music, the Little Gunna, Little Baby. I listen to those drill rappers. I listen to drill rappers from New York, you know, K Flock and all of them. Yeah, so yeah, and who else I got in my Moneybag, you know, I like Moneybag.
Moneybag, yo.
Yeah, Moneybag, you know, Yo Gotti, Dirt, the regulars, you know, whatever.
Yo, little Baby though. Yeah, his crazy. His music is nuts. Like, I don't know what it is. And I think the thing that amazes me the most is that he freestyles it. Did you know that?
Yeah. Oh, most of it, yeah. As I heard, he said something like that before. I don't know if it was cap or not.
To me, I don't really understand how that's possible, but I've heard that about several people. Like I've heard even Jay-Z freestyles.
Yeah, like Lil Wayne too. Also Lil Wayne, I heard that too.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah, that's
so listen,
you know, there's certain people that's who they are. Then there's people that does the same thing each and every day. Not to say they might not be getting overlooked, but they might not just have what they have. Like not everybody's Jay-Z. So, you know, let's go back to the point I was making earlier. Like, you know, not everybody could do this, that, step in a third, and that's their path, you know? Like certain things is in life, it just comes to you. Like it just comes to you because that's your destiny.
Hey, I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a
bad with the bad on your journey, because everybody has a journey. We all had a book that was pre-written for us. So yeah. So Jay-Z, he had times in his life. So that's why I always say to people, you can't look at how a person is doing now because you don't know what they was doing then. Or how they was doing then. So, you know, Jay-Z had his trials and tribulations, but he persevered and overcame those adversities to get to where he's at. So you can't, you know, Jay-Z was in the news before for not such good things, but he didn't let that stop him on his path to greatness.
Yeah, it's not about what happens, it's about what you're doing about what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love to say that, even though it sounds so cliche and corny, but it's real, man. It's like, yo, what are you gonna do? You're gonna stop, because something happened to you, or because you was born where you're born, or because you look how you look. You know what I mean? Because you're black, you over there in the South Bronx or Harlem on 125th Street. Like, what you gonna do?
You gonna come?
You got.
It is what it is. It's it ain't your fault how you started, but it's your fault how you gonna finish.
Yeah, it's always the cliche things that is really what you need to pay attention to, like the simple things. Like in a lot of the episodes in my podcast, I talk about very simple ideas, but the easy things to do are also easy not to do. That's why most people don't do them. But you gotta, just having a clean environment you come home to. You had a stressful day, you know what I mean? Like, the business ain't go right. You lost money. You come home to a clean house. It's like, all right, like reset. Anytime my life is in a mess, is because my house is in a mess. It's the little things. So it might sound cliche, it might sound positive thinking, but Garrison be speaking facts, bro.
Yeah,
you speaking facts. Hey, listen, I'm gonna cut this because I know you got other things to do. You know what I mean? Listen, I really appreciate you you coming on to the podcast and showing love. I'm definitely going to make sure people know about your book, the Garrison Redd Project. Because we're not only doing it for ourselves, for M&M's, money and materials. Like we're also trying to make a difference. Like me and Mr. Robinson, like our goal is to really promote a great way of healthy eating and inspiring people that have sickle cell anemia to get off sugar, drink more water, and like get into a healthy diet that will allow their body to deal with the sickle cell anemia, and like our goal is, was that?
I said to fight it, like to fight it.
Yeah, to fight it. And our goal is to like kind of use me as a blueprint for what he did bodybuilding, and like I want to take the same thing and do it for myself as an example to show, like, listen, like this, look what I did, look what he did. This is not like a one-off thing. This is something that's possible. But number one is your mind. Your mind is the greatest weapon. There's nothing that can stand in your way if you have a developed mind. And then number two is just having the strategies. If I knew who Robbie Robinson was when I was 6, bro, nobody could tell me nothing. You know how many times I tried to join the basketball team, and when you're playing basketball, you got to get you got to go to the doctor.
Yeah, you got to get physical.
Got to get your physical. Every time I went to the doctor, he said, I can't play basketball. I'm like, bro, I play basketball every single day outside. Nah, you're going to have a stroke. I'm like, I play every day. Nah, you can't. If I knew who Robbie was when I was 6, I was like, I would have went to 6 other different doctors until I got one that told me. Because I'm like, look at this dude. Come on. The dude was training with Arnold. So I went on a tangent a little bit. But basically, I was just trying to say, like, we're both doing things in a way that's going to help people. So that's something that you need to promote. Like, if you're listening to this video, go check out the Garrison Redd Project, for real.
Word.
Go show love.
Go
tune in.
Be a volunteer. If or if you know someone, have them reach out. I got tons of ways of getting in contact with me as well. You could go to the Garrison Redd Project, of course, if you want to be a member, volunteer, or donate, whatever the case may be. We also accept medical equipment. So, and it's a 501c3, so you will be getting a tax write-off on your taxes. But not only that, you can reach out to me on Instagram, especially if, you have questions. Like a lot of times what I realized in society is that people are afraid because of the being ethical when asking certain questions to individuals living with disabilities. But if you got questions, ask. That's how I feel people gonna learn. If you curious or don't know something, the best thing to do, instead of looking it up on Google, if you have a chance or opportunity, the best thing to do is ask the source directly. You don't even have to go to Google to say spinal cord injury, or especially I know people that of course, like loved ones this occurs to, or whatever the case may be, and they often lost because it's something like one day you're running and boom, next day you're not. So I know it takes a big toll on people's inner circle. So like, yeah, if you got questions, just ask.
And you might even be thinking, oh, well, I don't know anybody that's disabled. I'm not disabled. You might just be listening to listen, but just go check it out anyway. Because when you do meet somebody, now you know how, I know somebody for that Garrison. I mean, go hit them up on Instagram. Dude's so approachable, bro. You know? So
and I do
it's all
that everyone could do. So, there's elderly, there's people out there that, might have had like a knee injury or whatever the case may be. So I have sit-at workouts designed that everyone can do, and at least, get that blood pumping and blood circulating, so that way they could we promoting healthy lifestyles, healthy living for 2022 and beyond.
That's right. 2022. Healthy lifestyle, healthy living. Hey man. So anything you want to say to the people before we wrap this up, my brother?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Thank you for having me, of course, bro. And yeah, if you need anything, you can always holler at me. But for the most part, follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Everything is Garrison Redd. You can look me up on Google, Amazon. Check out that book. It's a children's book that promotes inclusivity and bringing awareness within the school system, so that way individuals with disability, and not even without disabilities, could just be more aware and more helpful.
Hey man, again, thank you for coming on my podcast, and until next time, peeps.
All right.